Hello, welcome back to Blender CC LiveNoding. Today I want to take a look again at the geometry nodes curve, and we have a lot more nodes with the curve geometry, so let's get started. So we have the new layout. We can just click on the geometry nodes. Now let's try to get used to this new layout. We have this default cube, create new geometry nodes, so we have workspace to work with. If we shift A, we now have more curve nodes. So curve endpoint, length, reverse, etc. But let's take a look at curve trim for now. So curve trim is very interesting. We can try using this with curve primitives like, I think, curve spiral. Okay, spiral should work in this case. So if we just plug in the spiral, we have this, of course, spiral curve. And normally we want to turn this into mesh. We can control the number of rotations, start and end radius, the height. But if we use this with curve trim, we can trim the curve pretty easily. Okay, so that's we can also control the start and the end. So we can, I think, if you are pretty creative, you can make like some kind of pipe. So let's save this very quickly, first of all. So this is curve comprehension with geometry nodes. Let's try this with our mesh curve to mesh. So this curve now becoming mesh object, and as usual we can use this with a curve circle. So two curve gets inside and we have this some kind of pipe. So like I said, if you want to be creative, you can perhaps just get the end part like this. Oops. Let's make it 0.1 or 0.02, 0.01, right? You can actually make like thickness. So if we use this, like, okay, this is a spiral coming into the curve trim, and then put 0.005. This is 1. We can combine this together, and we should have the beginning and the ends of the pipe. Let me fix this very quickly. So the start and the end. Maybe I need to reverse the curve. I think this 0.005. Let me adjust this. What I'm trying to show you is that we can solidify this. So from geometry nodes, we can get the ending and the middle part and the first part. Maybe it's easier if I'm just using, let's see. So we have the ending, we have the beginning. Okay, we can control this until this is like 1 minus 0.005. Okay, so we have the beginning and the end of the pipe. We just need the center part. Okay, cool. Yeah, we got it. I just increased the radius. So that's pretty much what I want to show you for now, like a quick one. But we can also, instead of using spiral, we can try something else. So this is just a cube, right? Just the default cube in the scene. I can hide it now. We can create another default cube and let's create something different. if we start with mesh primitives like a cylinder, we're gonna have a cylinder, right? And we can turn this mesh into curve. Now this is a curve, and we can use the trim so we can see how this works. So apparently the polygon edge each becomes separated, and we can trim it as a curve. That's pretty handy. Use this with a curve to mesh, so we're gonna turn it back into mesh object, and again we can use circle, curve circle, and kind of solidify this into some kind of pipe. And of course we also have something else, curve endpoints. So curve endpoints, there's a start points and the end points, basically represents for any curve that's kind of open, we can get the beginning and the end curve. So if we have like an icosphere in the scene, I'm just gonna make it smaller so it's like a ball. We can use the instance and grab the icosphere, get the start point, for example, and instance it. So curve to mesh. Okay, that's weird. It's supposed to work. Let's join geometry. Oh, I know where I made a mistake. We should pipe in the curve that's with trim. So we can get the start points and the end points. While this curve to mesh, this is like another geometry that we can join together like so. So cylinder become curve, separate polygon edge, trim the curve so we can control the beginning and the end. So we can have this kind of look, and we have this curve circle, and we can control. Right, so that's pretty neat, right? We also have another thing is we actually have curve primitive stars. So we can use star instead of cylinder, for example. Plug it in. So we have star. With the star, if we use curve to mesh, we're gonna turn it into mesh, but let me think. We have twists as well, so that's pretty obvious. Let's not go there for now. Let's use these geometry nodes actually with SVerchok, so we don't need this spreadsheet for now. Let's just turn this into SVerchok nodes. With SVerchok we actually can have like more control for a lot of things. For example, if we create like random vector, let's make like 50 random points and then just turn it into curve. We have two ways to turn this into curve: polyline viewer, and we also have curve viewer. So, and polyline viewer is simple. These random points can become lines very quickly. We can control the scaling. Let's hide this guy for now. So we have this, right? We can control the radius. We can randomize this further like this. We also can make this smooth by selecting the polyline viewer and under properties resolution, increase the resolution. So this is something that we can bring out. So make another default cube for geometry nodes, and we just gonna pipe in this alpha curve, and we can use something like trim, curve trim. And we can actually animate this. So this is SVerchok one. I will put this to the side. This is geometry nodes one, and it's becoming, this is already starting to become like a mesh geometry. And you can do anything with this. For now, it's still like a curve, so we can use mesh, curve to mesh, and we can use this with a star, for example. Star with output of curve. Okay, let's control this a little bit. We have some kind of pretzel now. Nice. And we can control the pretzel radius. And because this is a mesh object, we can control 2. And really, it's become pretzel. Yeah, subdivision. And because this works with SVerchok, and you can actually randomize the radius over here. So you can have random radius of the pretzel along the line. Okay, so that's a good thing to know. Now, how about this guy? Curve viewer beta. So with curve viewer, it's expecting vertices and edges. So slightly unusual. You can use UV connection with this. So this is like just random points. You can plug this into polyline viewer, but if you use this with a curve viewer, it's expecting vertices and edges. So you want to do it like this, and look at the output. Okay, we have beta objects from SVerchok. This is completely different. Looks like each of the curve is actually separate. So if we go back to our curve, this is cube number 2. Let's duplicate this guy. We have curve number, this is cube number 3, and we want to use the curve beta. I think with curve beta, we have, okay, one instance. I think the curve is joined together, but if you look at the star and the end, you see it's of the pretzel is now separate. So I forgot to turn this into unique object. So this is supposed to get this curve, so we can see the difference. And this one is the new pretzel. It's become like a spaghetti pasta. I forgot the name of this type of pasta, but you got the idea how different they are now. So select the cube, control the start and the end. We have some kind of ring pasta happening. Pretty cool. So this is our curve comprehension for today. It's really pretty simple and fun to create. Together with SVerchok, this become really powerful geometry nodes. And remember, you also have a lot of other things, like I haven't shown you the curve reverse. Let's take a look of this. For now, sometimes the surface is flipped. You see the surface is flipped sometimes, but you can fix that with curve reverse, but you can also have curve, you can have set handle type. That's interesting. And something that I think I forgot to mention, resample curve. Okay, so before you trim you can resample, or after you trim you can resample. For this guy, for example, we can resample beforehand, so the trim is gonna look different after we resample. You see now it's kind of sharper. That's because of resample curve. You can, I think here you can resample along the line, so you can really use this to kind of control the number of pasta along the line. I think I have to try that again next times. For now, I think that's pretty much it I want to show you. We can continue playing around with this. So this, again, this is from SVerchok, and this one, the pretzel that we created using geometry nodes. Curve that's separated into different edge, and this is curve that's just a single curve. And one more. Right, so anytime if you want to replace this with something else like a spiral, you can do that also from SVerchok. Only if you want to. So I just replace it with spiral. There. So it's pretty crazy, but it's pretty fun and cool. Hopefully you find this useful. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.